What up, boxing world? 12 Rounds TV. Amir King Khan said that he has to look good in order to get the Mayweather sweepstake, the Mayweather fight. You guys know Amir Khan is fighting Algieri on the 29th of May. That's next week, Friday. And I think that Amir Khan will come out victoriously. Does he need to look good? Of course. Of course. Does that guarantee him the Mayweather sweepstake? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I think that he has a higher chance out of everybody fighting Mayweather? Yes, I believe so. I don't see anybody else out there that's going to be somewhat of a challenge for Mayweather. There are some, but I doubt Mayweather would fight him. But Amir Khan, that's the only one that, to me, makes sense. Got a country behind him, a lot of fans, brings in big numbers, big money, and decent. Undefeated now. He's beatable, Amir Khan, that is. He's been knocked down, he's been knocked out, he's lost. You know what I mean? I think the worst beatdown he ever got, as far as I know, was from Garcia. And Garcia is not even all that. I think Garcia has been lucky. I'm not talking shit to Garcia. I think he's a good guy. I think he's got a lot of potential. But I don't think he is necessarily... I don't know how to say this, but I don't think Danny Swift Garcia is necessarily what his record says. He's undefeated at, 20-something, whatever. Can't remember. But I don't think that really... I don't see that his record being him, if that makes sense. Because like I said, there's like 2 or 3 fights that Danny Garcia got very lucky. And a lot of people said he lost. And it was robbery and all that stuff. But robbery do happen in boxing. And we see them all the time. Judges' scorecards error. But like I said before, it takes an act of God. It's almost impossible to overturn those scorecards. Once it's done, it's done. We can cry and moan about it and shit and mope about it, but it ain't gonna change. Danny Garcia has been very fortunate with his dad as his coach or whatever. But I think Danny Garcia is a good kid, to be honest with you. I think he's a good kid. It's his father that's freaking annoying. It's his father that thinks that his son is unbeatable. But what father doesn't, right? Doesn't think that their son is the greatest, right? But to be honest with you, if Amir Khan right now and Danny Garcia get in the ring for rematch, I don't think Garcia would pull the same knockdown, knockout that he did to Amir Khan before. I don't think so. That's just my opinion, though. There's a lot of good fights out there for Garcia and Amir Khan, but we all know Amir Khan has been shooting to fight Mayweather. He's been wanting that fight ever since before Maidana. Mayweather chose to fight Maidana instead of Amir Khan last year. Not only that Mayweather fought Maidana once, he fought him twice. And that was a big blow for Amir Khan. Almost lost hope. But you know what he said before Amir Khan? Amir Khan said, you know what? I'm going to keep continuing to do what I'm doing, which is win and continue to look good. And eventually, quote unquote, he said, my time will come. And I believe that's closing in on us. And I believe if there's anybody for Mayweather to fight that makes somewhat sense, would be Amir Khan. He's not going to fight Keith one-time Thurman. He's not going to fight Golovkin. Come on, man. He's not going to do that. Yeah, those will be good fights. But do you really, really think that Mayweather would fight? If like he said, he's going to retire after September. But do you really, really think that Mayweather will fight somebody for his retirement fight, okay, that does not bring good numbers, or is not known, or potentially beat him, snatch that undefeated record? Hell no. No. Even though I think he's got a good chance of, I think Mayweather can run around and jab Golovkin and win points, win by maybe unanimous or majority decisions against Golovkin, because he's not gonna let Golovkin punch him out or get him on the ropes like Pacquiao or Maidana. He's gonna run around on Golovkin, and we know that. And he can potentially win, you know, against Golovkin. Throw his, you know, regular jabs and run. That's what he's good at. He's gonna win. But I don't think he's gonna fight Golovkin, and definitely not fight Kate one time Thurman. Why? For some odd reason, Floyd Mayweather is one of those guys that's very freaking sensitive. The more you talk shit about him, the more he ain't gonna fight you. You know what I mean? If you be quiet, you have a higher chance of being selected and getting the Mayweather sweepstake. But you guys know Keith one-time Thurman is not nowhere near close quiet. He said a lot of bad stuff. Number one, he calls Mayweather American cherry pickers. And that's no secret. It's all over the news. Hell, you can Google it or put him on YouTube and you'll come out him talking shit about Amir Khan and Mayweather. But that's his tactic. That's Keith one-time Thurman's tactic of trying to entice a fight towards Amir Khan and Mayweather. And it's wrong. Because not only that he's not making it close to getting the fights, he's making it as far as possible. Mayweather's not going to fight Keith one-time Thurman. Number one, he is a good boxer, but number one, he don't bring good numbers. Nah. Not like Amir Khan. Amir Khan got a country behind him. Even though Keith one-time Thurman is undefeated, Amir Khan is not. Keith one-time Thurman has a lot more fans. He's been in the game longer than Keith one-time Thurman. And not to mention, Keith one-time Thurman has a big mouth. He's just gotta be quiet. He's a good fighter. I like him. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? He's just that got to tone it down a bit because it's just his mouth is just ramp. You know, do all of that once Mayweather or Amir Khan agrees to fight you, then you can talk all the shit. But before then, stop. This is not one of those opponents that we see on the regular basis or usual opponents that the more you talk shit to them, the more they're gonna want to fight you. Amir Khan and Mayweather are not like those. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, Amir Khan said he has to look good against Algieri comes 29th of May next week, Friday, in order to get a better shot, a better possibility of fighting Mayweather. Yeah, that's possible. You know, I wouldn't slow down. I wouldn't not look good. You know, obviously, I wouldn't lose. If you lose to Algieri, guess what? Who gets the Mayweather fight? I wouldn't be surprised that if Algieri wins against Amir Khan on the 29th of May, Mayweather will fight Algieri. That would be funny as hell. But, you know, to be honest with y'all though, I don't think Algieri has no business fighting all these great fighters. He started off with Fabandikov, which I thought he lost. He doesn't have no chin, no styles, can't even make weight. I don't know why he's in here. He got that lucky shot, that lucky ticket of fighting Fabandikov and actually beating the guy after being knocked down. He won because of the points, jabs. He jabbed Fabandikov to death, and he won because of that. But, like I said before, jabs win fights. If you can elude a guy and just do your 1-2 shots and in and out, yeah, you can win the fights. People gonna hate you, but you can have a better record. But on the other hand, to Amir Khan, if I may advise, I suggest that he impressively win against Algieri. You know, if not a first 2-3 round knockout, at least knockdowns. You know, that will make him look very good. Maybe beat Algieri in 5 rounds or less, impressively. And just come out very aggressive and just beat him to death, you know what I mean? Not literally, but yeah, an impressive fight against Algieri from Amir Khan would definitely put him up there on one of the top choices of Mayweather for the September retirement fight, so-called. So let me know what you guys think, you know? Amir Khan versus Algieri. Do you guys really think Algieri has any chance against Amir Khan? I don't know. Says Amir Khan says over here, quote unquote, I have the same team as Floyd and they have most probably thought leave Amir until after this fight, and then we can sit down and talk. I know interest in Mayweather fight is there, but I have to get past Algieri. He's being humble. He's not being cocky. He's not being overconfident with those kind of statements. He's just saying, I got to get past Algieri first. Then, you know, I'll focus on Mayweather, you know. But you know damn well in the back of his head, I want to beat up Algieri so good, impressively win against this guy, because that would put me up on one of the top choices for Mayweather. And you guys know that. Anyway, yeah, that's my little opinion of Amir Khan wanting to look very good against Algieri next week. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, nothing personal, just boxing. You guys stay safe and take care out there. Too many crazy people. Peace.